Certainly Watford going forward at the moment, looking very threatening. Here's Barnes. The free kick is given. Stevens then to try and put it forward, and does, but only Bardsley now will clear the danger. Looking for Johnston, found Callahan. Now he's got Taylor and Barnes forward, Blissett in the middle, and Blissett not able to control it. Perhaps the ball to Barnes might have been a better bet. Here's Bailey for Everton. Stephen. Bracewell. He's the one player who didn't play for Everton at Wembley. Riley. And he found it as a gift and reciprocated. That's a long one forward. Sheedy is there. Bracewell in space. And again. There's Taylor helping his defence out. That really was a ball into no man's land. No way was Trevor Stephen going to get that. Barnes. Johnston. Here's Riley. And he's gone inside Ratcliffe. Now, can he do something this time? It really wasn't the sort of finish. Justify the telling run. Oh, and Rostron gave it away to Stephen. But perhaps luckily Gary Stevens couldn't get that. And another Everton throw. Sharp. Stevens. Reed is the player inside him. Bracewell square. That's a better bet. Sharp. Bracewell. And Tony Coton, very deceptive. Always looked as though he knew where it was going. Riley got up. Callahan. And this time it's given Steve Terry's way. He's in for quite a hard afternoon against Graham Sharp by all accounts. The first half an hour is anything to go by. Riley looks for Barnes. Here's Bardsley. Terry. Callahan is the player he wants, but it's going to be John Bailey's. Oh, hello. Mistake. Riley falls over his foot, says the referee. You had a look at it. Taylor rather. And Barnes is not going to get that, neither's Rostron. They do win a throw to Watford. And this perhaps the place where they miss Lee Sinnott. Makes them over one of the other options, but let's see what Steve Terry can do. Did have a long throw, but hasn't had much use of it this season. No, he takes the short one. Here's Rostron. And he was never going to get round the two of them. And here's Peter Reid on a break for Everton. Name Sharp, Kevin Sheedy going like an express outside him. Stevens. Sharp. Might come for Bracewell, and it might come for Stephen. And it still might go. Blissett finally away. And Watford showing just a touch of the EBGBs in defence. And Tom Woolley heading Poco up, Poco agitato, as I suppose the musicians would say on the Watford bench. Graham Taylor sits in the director's box. Nearly one or two alarm bells ringing. Barnes. Manfield, Riley, Barnes. Was behind so much good that Watford created in midweek. Johnston. Now Rostron and Barnes. Taylor inside him. Barnes might try and go all the way, but look at the positioning of the referee. Really ideally placed again. Barnes. It was Terry that got up. And saw out the danger. Now Stevens. And again. Now Stephen. But Les Taylor does enough. Here's Callahan. Barnes going fast outside him. And that's on for Barnes to chase. And as he got round Stevens, he has. Johnston arriving fast in the middle. And he just didn't have enough space, John Barnes. And think about curling across back. Bailey loses to Callahan. Now Johnston. Watford certainly very happy to go forward and looking quite menacing when they do so. And I think he's too near Southall. Yes, indeed. Certainly getting to the edge of the box in numbers and getting the ball there regularly as well. Heath. Now Trevor Stephen. Rostron the player covering. Oh, he's left him inside it. Heath is forward. And Stephen. And they've made Watford pay for it. Well, it was all really because Trevor Stephen got the chance to play the 1-2 with Heath. Coton is furious, but it's 1-1. Stephen and Heath combining nicely. But perhaps Stephen shouldn't have been allowed the amount of space he had when he first had possession. And so Watford, who were sailing along quite nicely, now suddenly find themselves level at 1-1. beat Jacket, but Jacket's got it back and given it away again, and Heath does well. But that has to go down as a defensive disaster. Jacket looked to have got it and lost it. And twice within a minute, Everton strike. First Stephen, and now Heath. And you really, in that position, the first priority surely has to be to get the ball out of your own 18-yard box. Watford didn't do it and paid for it. And 60 seconds has certainly changed this game. Watford would really want to pull this back to 2-2 if they can before the interval, but that's a good call by Southall. They've got just under 10 minutes of Watford to the break. Here's Stephen, he got the first. Heath, he got the second. Bracewell, Stephen. And more danger here. Oh, and Steve Terry didn't want it to go there at all, but at least it's safe. It was eventually blocked by Callahan. Here come Everton again. Callahan. Stephen. And Rostron tracks him down and a corner is given. Barnes away. But Reed can start Everton going forward again. Really, this is a completely different match to the first half hour. Reed lobs one long, but Coton, I don't think quite know what hit him in that 60-second burst. Bissett. Well, I must say, hasn't really been that effectual in the midfield thus far. Bailey. Forward go Everton again. Sheedy. Bailey. And Sheedy once more. Bailey. Presumably somebody before half-time will put a cross in. And Bardsley adjudged deliberate handball. It was accidental, but referee says free kick. It was hand onto ball, rather than the other way round. Now what will they do with this? Sheedy's the player to take it. Sharp is coming in. It's away by Rostron. Now Barnes. Nobody forward, apart from Johnston, who didn't really look like getting it. Sheedy for Heath to chase. And all he can do is make it a throw rather than a goal kick. As we move into the last 5 minutes. And Mr. James doesn't like the Level of the ball, well, perhaps he does. Here's Jacket. Callahan, Blissett. Now can he make his pace tell? Riley's the player going through the middle. And Radcliffe stops him at the expense of a corner, and Radcliffe is not pleased by that award. He, of course, the man who lifted the FA Cup on that sunny May afternoon when Watford only lost a football match in defeat, and a lot of friends as well. Here's Stephen. Heath and Jacket in a tangle. Blissett. And Bailey. And here they come again. Sharp loses out to Bardsley, but nobody near that one at all. Bracewell. Radcliffe. And not for the first time, it'll start all over again with Southall. Here's Stephen. Bracewell beats Taylor. Heath. Sharp. Heath Terry, the player, trying to close him down. He won't want him to get a shot in. And Tony Coton not too happy with that one. Heath on a bit of a lonesome chase, not much support. Here he is now though with Bailey. And he's done well, he's knocked it to Heath. Bailey again. Sheedy. It's Bracewell rather. Over Sheedy, here's Bracewell. Jackett's header. Oh, they've got to get it away. Sharp. They nearly made to suffer again, because they mustn't start playing the fancy stuff in their own 18-yard box. Never at any time, but particularly not when you're 2-1 down and you have half-time in probably 2 minutes. Riley. And again, Johnston, now Barnes. Riley and Johnston going very fast, but Barnes could do nothing with it. Sheedy. On for Heath, who really has done well in the middle for Everton. Sheedy again. Heath. Sharp, the player forward. Here's Bracewell. Plenty of players forward here for Everton. And Graham Sharp in the outside left position. Certainly keeping their players up here. Mountfield. It's on for Sheedy to chase. And another throw to the visitors as we move into what Mr. James has on his watch for injuries and the odd stoppage. And there hasn't been very much of that. Bailey. And Heath. And they've been made to pay for it again. And you have to say it again that Watford should have cleared it when they had the chance. And not only is that a bad goal to concede at any time, but it would be hardly possible to imagine a worse time than an injury time at the interval. Because 2-1 gives you a chance, 3-1 makes it look like a mountain. And Southall is clearly going to be happy just to play out the seconds that remain. Because of the two managers, it's clearly Graham Taylor that has the sorting out to do as the half-time whistle arrives. Looked so good for Watford when Riley scored in 15 minutes, but 2 by Adrian Heath and 1 by Trevor Stephen make it a very sorry story for the home side indeed. It's Watford 1, Everton 3 at half-time. Of the half-time, Watford bringing on Lee Sinnott in place of Luther Blissett, and that, although we'll have to see how it develops, presumably means that Kenny Jackett will go forward to play alongside Les Taylor in midfield, with Sinnott settling in to play at centre half next to Terry. So we're back to the Watford back four that played at Manchester on the opening day of the season, and Everton get the second half underway, attacking the Rookery end goal. And there are times when one would like to be a fly on the wall in Graham Taylor's half-time team talk. I suspect that today very much one of those occasions. Here's Callahan. And Taylor moved from his seat in the stands to watch the second half combat from close quarters on the bench. Taylor, Mountfield away, Bardsley. Sharp. And Sheedy only for Sinnott to get a first touch. And now Mo Johnston. And that's Watford's free kick, says the referee. And Riley's header was what they aimed for. Not really bounce right for him. Heath. And that won't be at all what Peter Reid wanted. Wanted a decent clearance, but here's Rostron now then for Watford. How vital it is they get an early strike in the second half if they're not to keep this winless run going. Callahan. Johnston. That's nice. Barnes. And that was the sort of opportunity they were going to have to put away, surely. Well worked by Mo Johnston. And John Barnes not able to put the finishing touches. Reed. Now Bardsley. That's for Callahan to chase against Bailey. And now Bardsley. Stephen combines well with Heath. Sinnott's covering tackle. And in fact a free kick's been given for it. So Stevens to float it in. One remembers in the fixture last year between these two, it was Watford who were 2 goals up and could only draw, and they're going to have to pull some sort of comeback like that out the home side if they're going to take anything out of this one. Here's Callahan, Riley going in the middle, Barnes and Johnson behind him, and that's a corner. Chuck it. Callahan, now he might make something of this. He goes down, but no penalty. That's what the fans wanted, but Mr. James again got a good view. Really has refereed very well this afternoon. And I think both sides know it as well. Rostron tries to get Watford forward again. And here's Gary Stevens cutting that danger out. Sinnott. Johnston up.